In today's video, I want to talk about social media marketing the truth. So this is a project that I'm working on right now. Here it is, social media marketing the truth. All right, separating the hype from the how-to. So this is a project that I'm working on right now, and I'm really excited about it. But first, let me talk about the history and how this has kind of evolved to this point, and then I'll tell you what social media marketing the truth is for me. So rewind to when I was in junior school, middle school, high school. I always used to bring home the strays, my grandma used to call them, and she used to make fun of me and laugh at me, because anytime there was someone that needed help at school, needs a place to sleep, needs some food, I was always there to kind of help them out, whatever that may be. If they needed a place to stay, needed to talk, you name it. And I would be up on the phone sometimes until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, talking to people and just, trying to help them out. That evolved to the point where I started to work at McDonald's, assistant manager at a warehouse. It was a distribution warehouse for supplements, so health line. Then I worked as a security guard, and then I worked in IT and a help desk and site service, helping people. And then I went into holistic lifestyle coaching, where I worked at a clinic, again, helping people. So you kind of see, right, there's a theme here. I was always looking at service and helping people, customer service, and really being out there. And then I got into social media from working at the clinic. They need something way to market, and I used social media because I had the technology and I understood how everything worked, and I had my own concept of how social media worked, and it was really amazing how it evolved. So that's kind of how I got into social media, and that's how it evolved to the point where I started to do consulting and started to work with people. And over the last, I would say 3 years, I've been consulting for 8. So let's say the last 3 years, my mindset changed, and it became about business and not about how I believe social media really works. And it was because the companies I was working with, and it's not their fault, but it's the way the companies are set up, they're looking at immediate response, immediate return on investment, immediate results on social media. And because I wanted to deliver, and I wanted to make sure that companies are happy, I was trying to deliver, key performance indicators, they call them KPIs, where you have measurable results in social media. And with that, I was trying to meet deliverables and do all that, and I changed my mindset of how I believe social media really works. And over the last, say, 2 months, that came to a breaking point, right? Where I was working with a good business friend of mine, and he was really questioning, really kind of, ask me the hard questions. Do I really know how social media works? Do I really know what I'm doing? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't appear to be. And he was right to ask me those questions, because it made me sit back and think. And the way he asked me, again, responded like my negative ego kind of got involved, and I wanted to respond and engage back like, I do know what I'm doing. I do know this. I do know that. But I had to sit back and I had to listen. And thankfully I did, because he really taught me a lot, because I realized I wasn't doing what I believe social media wasn't really doing how I believe social media works. I wasn't implementing what I believe would work over a company and their business. And knowing that, I realized I wasn't doing what I needed to, and it really became to a point where it came to a boiling point where I had to make a decision, and they made a decision as well, and we had to go our separate ways, which is great. I appreciate the lesson, the value, but I realized through that lesson was they taught me a lot, and they taught me to kind of go back and do some self-evaluation. First and foremost, do I know social media? Yes, I know social media. I know how it works. Right? 2, do I know the technology? And my answer to that is no one really truly knows all the technology. And let me kind of explain this. With social media, with Facebook, with Twitter, with YouTube, with LinkedIn, anyone that is in the industry knows this. They're always changing, they're always evolving, there's always new updates, changes in the environment, new ways of doing things, new strategies, whatever that may be. So we're always learning. And this is something I've taken back from IT when I was in Trias. Right? What happened was, one of the instructors taught me when I first got into technical support was, you're never going to know everything. And get that out of your head right now. The way you're going to be a good support person, someone that knows technology, is knowing how to find the answers to challenges quickly. So finding the resolution as fast as possible. And that carried over when I started to learn social media, because I learned it and I absorbed it very quickly and able to apply it. And this is something I learned from Eben Pagan, was speed of implementation, which basically means how quickly you learn something, how fast you implement, was how quickly you could see results and start to change and modify. So all these, core beliefs, I won't call them systems, but core strategies that I use to get to where I am, was how I got successful. And to ask the question, like, do I really know how to use social media? The thing to answer that was, what? I did build up my own social networks. I did build up my client social networks. I did do that. Was I doing what I needed to over the last short period of time? Let's say a year to 2 years. Not as much as I should, because I got caught up in working with companies that wanted the ROI, wanted the key performance indicators, wanted all that. And that's not how social media works. Social media is very dynamic, right? And that what brought me to now is really living my truth, living how I want to live, and really talking about the truth of social media marketing. And that's what this project really evolved from, is knowing how the social media industry and the technology works, and here's the deep understanding of social media in my view, in my impression, is social media is two concepts into one, which is the technology, understanding how the technology, the applications, all that works. So Facebook and images and Instagram and all how the technology works. Then working on the psychology, right? Working with people, understanding how people think, how they relate to product, service, ads, posting, images, your content, how they relate to all that. And that is that develops that relationship between the technology and the psychology and the people. And that's how that relationship merges. Businesses and companies haven't really understood that's how it works, because they don't realize that the individual now that's on the social sites has so much leverage and power now that they control how that company should market on the technology to the people. Versus the companies are saying, I'm going to delegate what's going to be on the technology, and you're going to listen. And that's not how it works. That's not how social media works. And I've been reading books. I've got back into studying, and everyone that I consider as like a leader and a mentor in this industry is saying the same things. We really have to listen to the community, what they want to engage with, and then test to measure results, see if there's something that they're engaged in, and get in that conversation so that we can develop something that they want, right? And then let them know and educate them the value of that. And that's really how social media really works, and the truth of it. And that's a high, conceptual overview of social media, but there's so much more to it. And social media marketing, the truth for me, is wiping out all the hype, getting, really shining a light on it, saying, when people say, oh my God, I can do likes for, get 1,000 likes for only $10 and I can do this. But what's really, to me, that's the hype. What's really the value in that? What's really going to get from 1,000 likes? Are you going to be able to connect with them? Are you going to be able to build that rapport and relationship? Are you going to do the footwork and the sweat equity to connect with these people? Or just now I have 1,000 likes and you just got the KPI and the numbers? So these are the truths that I want to talk about among all the other things that are out there. And I'm dedicated now, and this is kind of my passion, my journey, my legacy, is really to talk about these aspects and shine a light on them so people understand, 1, what social media is really about, 2, how to use it properly, and 3, get out of the mindset that we have to look at, right, the ROI of working with people. We have to look at how to connect and wipe out the ROI concept and think of how can I connect and build a rapport and a relationship with my community and get them to engage and tell me what they need and what I can do for them. That's what's so important. So that's kind of the project. That's what I'm working on right now. And this is a project that is evolving as it's going. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to talk more about that later. And there's going to be, I'm going to talk about how business relates to social media, the truth about that, how business I feel should integrate and engage with social media and the technology, as well as with the people, the psychology, right, of connecting with people and being part of that community and being part of that relationship. And I'm going to talk about all that, and I'm going to talk about how to use each of the social mediums like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, Google+, you name it. I'm going to talk about all that. So this is evolving right now. I'm so excited about it, and you can kind of tell I've been waiting for this and it's evolving to the point where now I've kind of put everything aside now, and that's what I'm focusing on right now, and I'm so excited about it. So if you want to be part of this, social media marketing truth project, subscribe just to my right, your left, just over here, and comment below. If you have any questions about it, you want to make it a comment below. I look forward to hearing back from you. Now remember, key thing that I'm in my belief of why we're here and what we need to do, whatever you're doing on social media and marketing with your business, remember this: bring joy to yourself, right? And then bring joy to others, and that's all that matters, in my opinion. The rest will come into place as you develop and as you build your systems and you build out. But those are the two main things you got to look at. Are you having fun and enjoying what you're doing? Right? And the people that work here, are they enjoying working with you and being around you? So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon.